This video is on intermittent fasting. It's actually currently one of the world's most popular health and fitness trends. People are using it to lose weight, improve their health, and simply simplify their lives. Many studies show that it can have powerful effects on your body, brain, and may even help you live longer. It is an eating pattern that cycles between periods of fasting and eating. It doesn't specify which foods you eat, but rather when you should eat them. In this respect, it's not a diet in the conventional sense, but more accurately described as an eating pattern. Common intermittent fasting methods involve daily 16-hour fast or fasting for 24 hours twice per week. Fasting has been a practice throughout human evolution. Ancient hunters and gatherers didn't have supermarkets, refrigerators, or food available year-round. Sometimes they couldn't find anything to eat. As a result, humans evolved to be able to function without food for extended periods of time. In fact, fasting from time to time is more natural than always eating 3 or 4 meals a day. Fasting is also often done for religious or spiritual reasons, including in Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and Buddhism. There are several different ways of doing intermittent fasting, all of which involve splitting the day or week into eating and fasting periods. During the fasting periods, you eat either very little or nothing at all. So one of the methods is the 16-8 method. This involves skipping breakfast and restricting your daily eating period for 8 hours, such as 1 to 9, and then you fast for 16 hours in between. Another method is eat, stop, eat. This involves fasting for 24 hours once or twice a week. For example, by not eating from one dinner to one dinner the next day. There's the 5-2 diet, which this method you only consume 500 to 600 calories on 2 non-consecutive days of the week, but eat normally the other 5 days. By reducing your calorie intake, all these methods should cause weight loss, as long as you don't compensate by eating much more during your eating periods. Many people find the 16-8 method to be the simplest, most sustainable, and easiest to stick to. It's also the most popular. Now, when you fast, several things happen in your body on the cellular and molecular level. For example, your body adjusts hormone level to make stored fat more accessible. Your cells also initiate important repair processes and change the expression of genes. So there are some things that occur in your body. Number one, human growth hormone. The levels of the growth hormone skyrocket, increase by as much as 5-fold. This has benefits for fat loss, muscle gain, just to name a few. Insulin. Insulin sensitivity improves the levels of insulin drop dramatically. Lower insulin levels make stored body fat more accessible. Third is cellular repair. When fasting, your cells initiate cellular repair processes. This includes autophagy, which cells digest and remove old and dysfunction proteins that build up inside cells. And the fourth is gene expression. There are changes in the functions of genes related to longevity and protection against disease. Intermittent fasting is certainly not for everyone, though. If you're underweight or have a history of eating disorders, you should not fast without consulting a health professional first. In these cases, it is downright harmful. And there are some common questions about intermittent fasting. Question one, can I drink liquids during the fast? Yes. Water, coffee, tea, and other non-caloric beverages are fine. Do not add sugar to your coffee. Small amounts of milk or cream may be okay. Coffee can actually particularly be beneficial during a fast because it can blunt hunger. So I have some protein things that I've done in the past, but they have no caloric intake, just proteins. So it keeps my body, going. So a lot of people sometimes don't consider this intermittent fasting, but by definition, it is, because you can do the restricted method, which is basically what I do, is the restricted method. Question 2, isn't it unhealthy to skip breakfast? No. The problem is that most stereotypical breakfast skippers have unhealthy lifestyles. If you make sure to eat healthy food for the rest of the day, then the practice is perfectly safe. 3. Can I take supplements while fasting? Yes. However, keep in mind that some supplements, like fat-soluble vitamins, may work better when taken with meals. Question 4. Can I work out while fasting? Yes. Fasted workouts are fine. Question 5. Will fasting cause muscle loss? All weight loss methods can cause muscle loss, which is why it's important to lift weights and keep your protein intake high. One study showed that intermittent fasting causes less muscle loss than regular calorie restriction. And then number 6, will fasting slow down my metabolism? No. Studies show that short-term fasting actually boosts metabolism. However, longer fasts of 3 or more days can suppress metabolism. So you want to do the right amount. If you do more, and then when you go to eat, it does suppress it, so it actually makes it more. So like I do a restricted method, but I eat for 8 hours a day. Well, I worked myself up to it. I started by doing a 12-12 method. So I'd eat for 12 hours, that's what I could eat, and then for 12 hours I wouldn't. So I couldn't eat from 6:30 at night to 6:30 in the morning. Currently the one I'm doing is a 14-10. So I can eat for 10 hours a day, but I plan on working up to the 16-8 method. I do usually during the fasting period, for me, I drink a lot of tea, water. I don't really have coffee pot, so no coffee. I have sugar power kits that have no caloric intake in them, or very little. But that's about how I do it. So yeah, that was on intermittent fasting.